Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and I want to say Shalom to Akmanakwath out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, Freedom of Speech Becoming Not So Free, right? So like you. Freedom of speech becoming not so free. And not that it ever was, but it seems like they're really, cracking down on the right to be able to talk with other people openly and freely, right? And about topics that you'd like to discuss. So, I was browsing on Reddit, right, as I tend to do, and I came across a few things here. Now, the one right here, now, there's a pop culture Reddit, all right, that I was never a subscriber of. I never, went around there. But, r/pop culture is now dead, and r/ is just Reddit, right? r/pop culture is closed. It says, and this is from the actual pop culture Reddit itself, and it was brought to my attention by another post, but this post has everything that needs to be known. It says, due to Reddit admins being complete fucking morons, the sub is now closed. They created a rule yesterday without warning anyone that upvoting a post that they deem encouraging violence will be subject to a ban. The other mod in this sub, the one who actually did everything, was suspended for upvoting an article about backlash to Trump's weird AI Instagram video. Screenshots here. He appealed the suspension, but they reviewed it and said it was no, it was correct. His account will remain suspended and there's nothing he can do about it. Upvoting a fucking article from the Guardian newspaper is inciting violence and cause for permanent suspension. Absolutely insane. All 1,400 people who upvoted that post probably got suspended or warned. Also, this sub had been placed in restricted mode because apparently there are too many calls for violence. I'd like to let you guys know that also now apparently saying Luigi is against the rules, and they never told us. All comments with the word Luigi get flagged as possible inciting violence. We created this place because we wanted there to be a place to discuss pop culture without getting banned, or something as stupid as saying you don't like Taylor Swift, which happens in the other two pop culture subs. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Reddit admin, but I no longer want to support this this website. The admins were completely useless. We reached out to them at least 5 times for clarification of a rule and some help, and not once did they even bother to get back to us. Suspending people for upvoting articles that are not inciting violence or saying the word Luigi is fucking insane. They're putting all of the responsibility of monitoring Reddit on us and doing nothing to help us, not even responding to our messages. So, an intermission here is that anything that they deem, is inciting violence or something that they don't like, your account can just get suspended for now, right? If you upvote something that says, Trump is doing this, which causes tensions in the U.S., and people on there are saying, this is why this guy's got to go, you could now be banned and have your account suspended. And the thing is, Reddit does IP bans, all right? That means not only are you fucked, but basically everybody in your house is fucked, all right? Your internet service, all right, that you receive will no longer be able to access Reddit. If you upvote something that, and for those that are not familiar with Reddit terms, if you upvoting is liking. It's different than liking because how liking likes and disliking doesn't really do anything. You gain likes or downvotes, and when you get a like, you gain a 1, all right, plus 1 like. But if someone downvotes you, that 1 goes away, right? So, and it's a good form because it's basically like a community vote of if your response is good or not, or if the post is good or not, right? So the point we're getting at is, and the other thing you need to know, and that's all I'm going to read about that. You can go here. At the bottom it says, here's the post from yesterday about the new rule. They're getting absolutely dragged in the comments, and you can see here where it was an actual post. If it would load, here we go, with Reddit safety, talking about the updated changes, and people are very upset about it. There's a lot of different things to it. But it says, I don't know what the hell is going on, but it's really sad and scary that in this time and age, we can't use Reddit to discuss what's going on. Best of luck to everyone. The tech billionaires have taken over, and there's nothing we can do about it. We're fucked. And then it said, edit, Dig is relaunching with one of their original Reddit co-founders. Now, those are not up on the Reddit lore. There was a site called Dig. They started fucking with their terms of service and fucking everything up, and then Reddit came along and everybody moved to Reddit. Well, now Reddit's pulling a Dig, and now everyone's going to move back to Dig because they're wanting to fix their reputation. So, yeah, man, it's getting to the point where you can't freely discuss things on the internet, right? It's got that with TikTok. You can't say suicide. You have to say unalived themselves, or they didn't die, they deleted themselves. Or no, that's what it is. They deleted themselves, or they were unalived. You can't say they killed themselves. You have to say deleted. You can't say murdered. All right, you have to say unalived. You can't say sex. You have to say segs. You can't say it's even risky to say this one on Reddit, but the R to the A to the PE, you got to say grape. All right, you can't say sexual. All right, with the word assault after it, you have to say essay. All right, which when I hear essay, I think of, hey, what's up, essay? Not some assault that took place of a sexual nature, right? And that's in a way limiting your freedoms of speech that you don't have anyway. Like, again, everything in the Constitution is just bullshit anyway, and it's allowances that they can allow you to have or take away depending on how they feel at that particular time. And yeah, man, it's getting to the point where you can't say what you want to say. It's even like that on Reddit. You can't Reddit. It's like that on YouTube. All right, you can't say certain things in your video. It'll get taken down. All right, which it's been better lately. All right, they've been more lenient lately. All right, but it's coming to a time now where these billionaires and all these people that are controlling everything, they really don't want the voice of people to be heard. They don't want, the apostles of Great Millstone have talked about it. Again, I'm not a part of them, but that's who I learned from. I recommend you do the same. They've even talked about it, like the government and these big league banking companies and all these people that are ruling this place right now. They don't want people to be able to talk to each other in large scale, right? They don't want that, so they're working on getting rid of it as right now, basically, right? And it's slowly but surely, right? So this is another one from Prepper Intel. This has been popping up a lot lately, which is interesting. And it's basically just about intel for preppers, people that are preparing for, some type of event to pop off. And it says Reddit is censoring upvotes, claiming to be supporting violent content. So you go to see, it says, time to make a Reddit alternative. It's the first steps to protect the rich. Anything Luigi related can be violent content. Protests of any kind can't upvote. Holding a false sign in Congress, silent voice against the president. Fact-checking, rights or feelings being violated, no upvote for that. Calling out Reddit for blatant censorship, such violence against the CEO's feeling. Anything, here's the thing, you might think it's just inciting violence. They can do anything. If you say, oh yeah, these Reddit moderators are fucking retards and they're dumb, somebody needs to take their positions and they need to step down. That's violent. You're inciting violence against us, and you can be silenced, all right, and banned. All right, either silenced or shadow banned. All right, where shadow banning is where it looks like you're not banned, but no one's seeing your stuff but you, right? And they do that on Reddit a lot, shadow banning. So it's getting to the point where you can't say or do it, and it's going to come to YouTube at some point, and we're not going to be able to talk about the truth anymore. All right, and that's what ultimately we're talking about today is that it's getting to the point where they're going to start silencing everything. All right, and you're not going to be able to hear the truth because that's going to be hate speech. That's going to be violence. It's inciting violence against the Edomites. All right, you say that the Lord's going to come back and kill these people. That's violence. You're inciting violence. That's violence. You're talking about violence of these people. You're talking about the heathens. That's violence. All right, or the things that the Lord did when He did the flood. That's violence. All right, and when He overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, that was violence. All right, you can't talk about the Bible. The Bible's banned now. It's violent. It's a violent book. It's inciting violence. Right? That's what it's getting to, man. And you're going to sit back and not be able to do anything about it, right? And these little motherfuckers out here, these protest little monkeys, all right, that want to go out and think that they're doing something, they're not going to do anything, and that's going to come to it. You can protest right now, and they might, mace you or do something, but it's going to get to the point where tanks are going to roll through the street, and they will Tiananmen Square your fucking ass if you're out there, all right? They will shoot you fucking dead, all right, for being out there, because you're not going to change anything. You can't change a tyrannical government, all right? You can't. No one's together enough to overthrow that. And the Lord won't allow everybody to get together enough to overthrow it because it needs to happen. Now, another thing that needs to be known is that Reddit is infiltrated by the CIA. All right, this is a post right here that links to an X link that basically says USAID has funneled $472.6 million through Internews Network. The director of Internews Network is the vice president of communications at Reddit. Reddit is compromised. So, and I just looked up because this guy said it was ran by the CIA. I said, well, that seems a little, ridiculous to say CIA. And I said, is the USAID affiliated with the CIA, and what do they do in short? And it says, yes, the USAID is the United States Agency of International Development, has historically been linked to the CIA through though it officially operates as an independent agency focused on humanitarian aid and development. During the Cold War, USAID programs were sometimes used as a cover for intelligence operations, and there has been instances where its projects were tied to U.S. geopolitical interests. So that's all you really need to know about that. All right, that's all I have to say about that. That's all you need to know about that is that Reddit, if Reddit's compromised, these other places are compromised as well. So let's go ahead and get Amos 8 and 11 through 12. That might be the only one I can get before I have to head in. But Amos 8 and 11 says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land. Now, a famine is a shortage of, right? I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Now, if they label us as, I'm going to be careful with my words here, gomestic garrerists, all right, bobestic bearerists, all right, you should be able to read through what I'm talking about, all right, with G's and B's, there should really be T's, all right. Where there's G's and B's, there should be D's and T's. All right, put that together. There's a little riddle for you. So, gomestic bearerist. Where there's G's, there's D's, and where there's B's, there's T's. That's your little riddle, right? That's what they'll probably try to label us as. All right, and a hate group. They've already labeled us as a hate group, violent insiders, extremists. All right, they put all these different names on us now. And the book, like the way you read the Bible's not a book of hate, but the way you read it, we read it as it is written. All right, we don't try to add things or take things in a way. So if you don't like what we're saying, that's because you don't like the Lord. All right. What is it? They hated me. If they hate you, it's because they hated me. Right. Let me go and get that. Real quick. Oops. They hated me. The world hate you, it's because they hated me. All right, John 15 and 18, it says, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. So it's not because of what you said, it's because it's not because of you, it's what you said, because that was said by the Lord. All right, and they don't like what he has to say, right? And it's getting to a point where they don't want to hear those words at all, and they will just cut you off completely. All right, they'll take your videos down, they'll silence you, and you get to the point where they even throw you in jail. So it's not going to be going out on YouTube because of all these censorship laws and all these different things, and it won't be going out on the highways and byways because who knows, man? They could be doing roundups or say, hey, you're out here preaching hate. This is, a class so-and-so against the statute of 403, all right, and we're going to take you to jail and book you and process you because you're not supposed to be out here. This is a crime what you're doing. And that's what it's going to come to, where you're not going to be able to hear this truth. If you don't get it now, you won't be able to get it, right? So I'm going to come back and finish this up in a minute, Lord willing. I got to head in here. So until then, Lord willing, shalom. All right, shalom, we're back. So yeah, let me go ahead and head on over to Ecclesiasticus 5 and 15 now. Let's go over there. Ecclesiasticus, oops. Let me not. This one doesn't have an autocorrect if you type it wrong. Ecclesiasticus 5, and then we'll scroll. So 15. Really, I'm gonna as since we've scrolled by it, I'm gonna go ahead and get, because we were just talking about this in 5 and 17. Let me roll up this window a little bit, but 5 and 17. What am I talking about? Amos. When we were talking, after we read Amos 8 and 11. went on to talk about, you got to get this truth while you can, because there will be a time that, they're going to call us domestic bearists or whatever I said. And you won't see, brothers on YouTube or any other website or on the highways and byways, right? So that, I didn't even have this scripture, but hey, it's right here. Call all Yahweh Hashem Shai. Shows you got to get it while the getting's good, right? Because there will be a time, as the lesson's talking about, is this where you're not gonna get it. The so-called freedom of speech is gonna go away, and you won't be able to say what you want or hear what you want or get ready information like you can get now. They really want all that to go away. So Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, right, 5 and 7, Salakia, says, "Make no tearing to turn to the Lord, and put not off." Wait a minute, Salakia, that's a bumpy ass road ever. Ecclesiasticus 5 and 7, "Make no tearing to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance." So you got to, I made a lesson about it. What did I say? Man, I can't remember what I said. I can't remember what the name of the lesson was. It's something to do with the time and not tearing. What was it? And I can't remember. I wish I would remember, but I can't. So Salakia. But it was in one of the lessons I made about the subject recently, right? Basically, you got to get it why it's good. It's like, I think I made the analogy of, like, you might see something at a store and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get that, and then you go there the next day and you've seen it there. It's been at the store, for three or 4 days, and then it's gone, right? And all of a sudden, for example, I can use an example. I wasn't gonna buy it, but like they had like this Lego set, all right, that was Fallout, and I wasn't gonna buy it because it was $70, but it was cool. And I saw it sitting there. Nobody bought it. And I was like, if it ever goes on sale, maybe I'll buy it, right? Just to have like a cool little like display set up on, near your game system or whatever. And they're just gone. They didn't go on sale or anything. Both of them just gone instantly. So you think it was good, and like, ain't nobody gonna buy those. All right, they're gonna keep sitting there. Well, you think that until one day, boom, it's just gone. It's like that with this truth. You see it, then all of a sudden you don't, and it's too late, all right? You can't go back and try to get it. It's already gone, right? So that's why you can't tarry, all right? Look up that word, tarry, all right? It really means putting off, okay? So tarrying, putting off, all right? Being 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Oh, maybe I'll get around to it. Maybe I'll get around to it. Procrastinating, right? You don't want to do that. But let's go to... where was I supposed to be at? 15. Is that what we had? Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah. But so, when you see these things, these news articles and these things, and you see things going on with Reddit, and it's a weird development. It's really some weird developments that are going down, right? And in verse 15, Salakia. I always get a beard hair in my damn mouth. Verse 15 says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small." So you got to look at these things. It could be something small, could just be localized to Reddit. Even then, think about it, man. They're starting to crack down with all, like I said, you can't even say the real word for grape nowadays. You can't do it on TikTok, and you can't barely even say it on YouTube. It's a risk. You're taking a risk with your channel, man. Right? So you got to be careful. Use the right words. Speak in code. Come up with words for different things, like the snake venom, all right, all the different type of names for all this different type of shit. And you better, be watching the lessons while they're coming out, because if you don't, you might lose track on what the word is referencing to, right? So you should be able to just say what you're speaking of, but no, you have to jump through hoops just because YouTube will cancel your video out and they'll give you a strike. Right, and you get 3 of those, you're done, man. Your channel's out. All right, 3 at the same time, or 3 while you're 3 in the process while your other one. I think it's like, how many months is it before? Like, was it 4 or 5 months? You got to wait for one to fall off, and because you get can't post anything for a week, okay, and you get a strike. Now after that week, you come back, you get another strike. That's strike 2. You do it again after that week, the strike 3, your account goes out. Right? So, you got to be careful with how you are, because they could try to get you for anything. And again, like with Reddit, they can label anything hate speech. They can do the same thing with Reddit. Back in 2019, for reasons that I'm not going to speak of, in 2020, and reasons that I'm not going to speak of, you can put two and two together, they were labeling a lot of our videos as medical misinformation just for talking about a specific thing, right? And just right now, I got to talk it like that, because I can't even mention what it is or what we were talking about in that time. It's dangerous even just saying the year, all right, and mentioning medical, all right, and the word misinformation after it. And we weren't doing that. We were just reporting on what was going down, all right? So it's one of those things where if they don't want the lessons to go out, all right, they can try all they want, but until the Lord has it to where the famine of the word really hits, they really can't do all that much, right? They really can't do all that much. So they might be working in the background for finding an algorithm that helps them detect Hebrew Israelite content to get rid of it. But the Lord's not going to let the algorithm really work until he wants the famine of the word to hit, right? It's on his time, not their time. So when you see these things, again, you shouldn't be ignorant. Again, one more time, Ecclesiastes 5:10. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. When you see these things, just know it's weird that all of a sudden everything was fine, and all of a sudden now you can't even say a name. What if you're talking about Mario and Luigi? What about that? Why can't you talk? What if you have a buddy named Luigi Vespucci, right? An Italian guy down at the deli. He's a real cool guy. You can't even. Isn't that weird? Now they could implement a thing where if they hear Israelite, all right, or they see the word Yahweh or Yahawashai, or certain other words, that they could just flag him and ban you instantly. Oh, he's an Israelite. Flagged and banned. All right, there you go. Boom, done. And they could move that further than just Reddit. Now, and again, Reddit's compromised by the CIA, all right, as I showed you earlier. And you don't think, I'd just stay off of CIA. I'd stay off of Reddit then with the CIA. You don't think they're on Instagram? You don't think they're on TikTok? You don't think they're on all these other platforms? Absolutely, man, absolutely. And they control everything and run the media. Man, how am I even supposed to? I don't even know if I can mention that one, but how am I going to mention that? I'm not going to mention it at all, unfortunately, Slakia. But there was, it was just Reddit. Before Elon bought Twitter, they were paying Twitter off to promote certain things about a certain snake bite thing. All right, that's all I'm going to talk about that. I can't even iterate, Slakia. But the video will just go down at that point. I want it to stay up. So that's something I'd have to do like a little mini video over on like Rumble or Odyssey or something, because you can't talk about that thing, all right? And if you know what that thing is, you know what it is. Those brothers and sisters in the know what I'm talking about with that thing, with the venom, all right? They don't want you speaking at all. Even with all the information that's came out about it, you cannot speak on it, all right? They don't want you to say nothing about it. It's crazy with how strict they are. So they don't want it, hey man. They will instantly, and for certain big offenses, they will just take your account down, no warning at all. So, and this is Isaiah 14:12 and on down. But yeah, and even going what we're talking about right now, these guys want to be the Most High. They want to be, what are they talking about? They want to see everything that you're saying. They want to have you not talk about certain things, not do certain things. They want to know where you're going, when you're going, how you're going there, how you're making money, what amount of money that you made. And you say, well, they have that ability. Yeah, they have it to an extent right now, all right? But there's ways around it. You can use VPNs and tunnels, and you can use virtual machines, all right, VMs, all right, virtual machine running a virtual machine running a VPN within it, all right, and you're pretty damn near almost untraceable, just damn near. You got to know there's other things you have to do. I'm not professional on it. I just hear that's how some people can do it, and you got to do stuff like that, and then they can still trace you. So they don't want there to be any way. You got these like hacker guys that can do all sorts of stuff, and you'll never even find them. But they want to be able to know everything, all right? They don't want you to have any freedoms to hide. And that's the other thing with the money right now is there's paper money. They don't want that because paper money, Bill could give me paper money that he got from who knows what, and, or there's money that's gone missing, vanished, untraceable now. Somebody might have had it for 40, 50, 60 years ago. Their grandma died and they had another mattress. They don't know where that money went. And now, you're over there and you're with your friend, and it was his grandma that died. And he said, man, you help me out here with her house here. And she had 40,000 here. Here, you take 20 grand right here, man. I'll split it with you. All right. You've always been my friend. Here's 20 grand right here. And nobody's going to know that you have that 20 grand as long as you keep that in cash and you can go and spend it and everything. They won't know anything about you. They won't know how you got it. All right. But they don't want that. They want to know where it came from, how you got it. All right. They want to know what you're spending it on. All right. Because if you spend cash, then there's no trace of that money to you. All right. If it came out of nowhere, right? You got that 20 grand, you can go and buy an Xbox. They don't know. They saw an Xbox was bought, but they don't know. They don't even know it's not even linked to your name. But when that digital device comes out, it's going to have your name on it. They're going to have your address. It's going to know what you bought, what you haven't bought, how many meats you've bought, how many electronic devices you've bought, what you haven't bought, this, that, and the third and the other, man. And that's what they want because they want to be like the Most High. This is Isaiah 14:12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Right? That's what they think. But, verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, but as a carcass trodden under feet. So these devils, and you say, oh, well, see, they're not going to go through it. Well, there is going to be a time and place where it looks like they've gotten a little bit of power, but they're going to be quickly thrown down. When they get to that point in the digital divide, all that in World War III is going to pop. It's not going to be too long. All right, they're not going to have that little New World Order situation that they're trying to establish for too long. All right, for a little bit, yeah, for a little bit, but it's not going to be even established to the full extent that they want it to be established. Their little New World Order plan isn't going to work. Some parts of it are going to go through, but then Jacob's trouble is going to happen, World War III, and then, we're out. Yahushua comes back and saves his elect. Lord willing, we're a part of it, and destroys the 2/3. Lord willing, we're not a part of that number. And then that's it, man. Esau's done. And when that happens, Esau is going to be brought to a point like this where it's going to be, you're going to be like, wait, this was, when you really find it out, all right, when it really, hits, like, oh, that was him. Wait a minute, I thought this guy was super powerful. What? He was just destroyed immediately. Right? So they have the control of the media, so they can make it look like they're more powerful than they really are. If I controlled all the news websites and what's the other one? Networks. If I controlled all the news networks, I can make it look like I got the biggest shoe in the world if I wanted. I could be like, I wear the biggest size shoe. I actually wear a size 48. All right, I could have everything, and people are like, oh my gosh, that's really him, because people believe anything, and it wouldn't be true. But if you have control of all the media, you can make anybody believe it, because everywhere they look, that's what they see. The man with the biggest shoe size, right? But that's what you look at the president. They have the president set up in this puppet tier where it looks like he's doing all these different things. He's not doing any of that. All right, that's what they report on. That's what they say, and he's everywhere. But that's those 13 Jewish families that are controlling everything, man. Their favorite number with their favorite families. All right, favorite numbers with their favorite number of the favorite families. All right, and they're favorite to themselves only, because they ain't favored by the Most High. But yeah, these, you know, and they're the ones that's why you see these scripts on TV. We've showed the videos before of like 15 different news channels all saying the same thing, because they got to say what they've been given. All right. And who's giving them this? Well, they don't ever talk about who's giving them this, but we know who it is. So this is Sirach 10 and 8. And, you know, we got next, right? Jacob, another scripture we got to get is Esau is the end. I'm going to actually get that one right now. We'll get Jacob. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. God damn it. This app pisses me off sometimes. All right, 1 minute. Boom. It's right here. Why couldn't they pull it up? What was the issue? God damn. I need to work on that. Second Edges 6 and 9. For Esau, so-called white man, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Jacob going back, you know, through that Shemitic line of, you know, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the 12 tribes. So Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of what follows after that, is the beginning of that follows, all right, or roughly paraphrasing. I already slack you. But so that's how it is, man, and there's nothing that you can do to change that. That's just how it is. And why is that? Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. That one people is Esau, to another is Jake. All right, it's transferred from Esau to Jake. All right, and because that's what they do, unrighteous dealings. All right, injuries, riches gotten by deceit. All right, lying and stealing and fucking with people. And the other thing is their whole system's a joke anyway. They write a constitution, and that shows you that they can't follow law. All right, because they can't keep our law because one, the law wasn't given to them, but two, they're incapable of keeping a law. All right, they're literally incapable of it. Okay, and Jake, you know, at the point that we're in right now, we can keep it to a point, but we're not perfect at it. But Esau, you know, they'll write laws just to break laws. What's the point of writing the law if you're just going to break the law anyway? They'll say, oh, you can't, it's a common law. Oh, you can't murder people, or you can't take people's money from out of their account because that's theft. But then they'll murder people and they'll take like pennies and stuff out of your account, your bank account, and nothing happens to them. But they made the law that you can't do. It's really a law for thee, but not for me. Right? That's how it is. Laws. What's the saying? Rules for. Yeah, I think that is rules for thee, but not for me. Right? Laws for thee, but not for me. That's how it goes. Well, here it is. Laws for thee, but not for E. There you go. That's how it really is. They make laws that you're supposed to follow, but they don't need to follow them. If you're a regular Edomite, you need to follow them as well, because really the laws don't apply to people, the rich Edomites. All right, the people with all the power. Okay. You hear it as you have a blessing, and half of your people are hoarding the wealth. Ain't that a damn shame? It's not going to be like that in the kingdom. You know, we're all going to get a portion of the inheritance. All right, there's not going to be some Jake in the corner suffering. I didn't get nothing, man. All right, here it is. You have Esau that has they're in their time now in their kingdom with their blessings, and there's all these greedy little Amalek, all right, 1948ers, and they're taking all the wealth. So you're in your kingdom, but you're still suffering. Man, you can have it. We don't want none of that. So our kingdom's going to be way better than that. But yeah, freedom of speech becoming not so free, and you never really had the freedom of speech. You had the freedom of you had the idea of a freedom of speech, right? You try saying certain things, you don't really have freedom of speech. All right. If freedom of speech was really something that exists, contempt of court would not be a thing. All right. You can't speak right now. Well, I thought I had the freedom of speech. Not right now. You don't. Well, wait a minute. I thought I was allowed to speak whenever I wanted. Why can't I speak right now? Shut up, or I'll hold you in contempt. Right? Not that I've ever been in that position, but I've seen that they'll do that. They'll just stop speaking right now, or you'll hold you in contempt. Well, why? Don't I have the freedom of speech? I only have the freedom of speech when you want to give it to me, right? That's how it is. When you want to give me the freedom of speech, I can speak when you want to speak. But if I'm saying some stuff that's a freedom of my speech that you don't like, you can tell me I have to stop saying that. That's not really freedom, is it? That's not really a true freedom. That's an allowance. All right, I will allow you to speak until I say you can't do it no more, and then I'll start criminalizing it. I'll say, oh, well, now I'm holding you in contempt of court. Or now, you want to act up. Now you want to speak. Cool. Well, I'm going to send you to jail for that, or whatever. However it goes, you have the idea of a freedom. You have a perceived freedom of speech that you don't really have, right? And that perceived and allowance of speech is getting worse. They're taking bits and bits and bits and bits away of it to the point where you're not going to be able to say anything, man. You're going to mention the Hebrew Israelite, and boom, something's going to happen to you, right? Well, you'll get, who knows, man? Who knows? There was that one movie with that guy, man, what was that movie? He swore, and they started charging him money. All right, there's like, oh, that's a fine. They might do that. You might do something. They might, oh, you mentioned the Hebrew Israelites, you're not getting your next paycheck. And then guess what? After a while, some of those guys are going to fall out and be like, "Oh man, I mentioned something about the Hebrew Israelites and they took my paycheck. I can't do that no more. I can't teach no more. All right, I won't be able to eat. All right, not realizing that the Lord would take care of you. And who knows how they would do it? We don't know. We don't know how their system's going to work. It's all, crazy and fucked up. We know a little bit about the social credit system that they want to implement and all the digital dollars and all that stuff, but we don't know exactly what it's going to be called, or what the type of app, if there's going to be an app linked with it, or whatever it interfaces with, or we don't know any of that type of stuff. We'll just have to wait and see, but we don't know. Who knows, man? If it might be connected to your phone, it might have some type of audio thing. If you're talking about certain things, you might lose social credit, and because of that, you might lose money or something. We don't know how they're going to do it. These devils are devils at the end of the day. They're going to make it as devilish as they possibly can. I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to put a mic in it. All right, that's even more surveillance. They love surveillance, putting cameras everywhere, listening to you in your phone, and everybody knows, like, all these apps listen, TikTok, they all listen, man. You can talk about something earlier. We were talking about Batman, because like I said, I just got off work, so I was talking about Batman. I'm not big into Batman or anything like that. A coworker was talking about Batman and about this TikTok guy that makes his Batman videos, these funny videos. And I said, man, and I had my phone on the counter, and I said, you know what, you keep on talking about Batman. He's like, have you seen these videos on TikTok? I'm like, I haven't, but you keep on talking about Batman, I'll get them. And I'm like, I guarantee, watch, I'm going to pick up my phone, because they know it listens too. Everybody knows now. But remember back in the day when everybody said that was a conspiracy? Pfft, it ain't so much a conspiracy now. Keep on talking about some shit. Your phone's going to start recommending you shit. Anyway, we talked about Batman. Now, I didn't get the video they were talking about, but you want to know something even crazier? The dude that I was talking to draws really good. Like, he does comic book art. And I was talking with a coworker, and this dude, his fucking video showed up of Batman. Not only did it show me a video that had Batman in it, it showed me literally the guy that was standing next to me. Now, I subscribe to his stuff, but he hardly ever pops up. Right? All my stuff. Now, all of a sudden, Batman, it happened to be the thing he was drawing, a Batman, and it's him. How the fuck did it know he was standing right next to me? It's because his phone was next to my phone, and his account was on that, and I said, oh, Batman, oh, wait, he's subscribed to this guy. He's next to this guy right now. Send his content over. Sounds crazy, but it's not so crazy. Go on your phone, start talking about something. Just go, oh, yeah, that's crazy. I want some stuff from, choose any topic, man. Just keep saying, man, I'd like to see some funny dog videos. Funny dog videos would be funny, man. If they sent me some funny dog videos right now, that'd be crazy. If I opened up TikTok and there were some funny dog videos, I'd probably watch those. I probably like those funny dog videos, because boy, do I like funny dog videos. Watch. Keep on doing that shit. You're going to open up Instagram, you know what you're going to get, or Instagram or TikTok or anything, you know what you're going to get? Funny dog videos. You might say, oh, that's a little, everybody has funny dog videos. Well, start talking about Spider-Man. All right. If you're not into Spider-Man or anything else, just start talking about something you're not normally into. Spider-Man this, Spider-Man that, Spider-Man that. You'll start getting Spider-Man shit popping up in your feed. That ain't a coincidence. That's because they're listening to your ass, man. Look at all the permissions that app needs. These devils are listening to everything, and they've already admitted to a lot of those things. They looked, I think there was one, I don't know if it was Xbox or whatever, but they like tracked away. You scroll and you browse to know, when this is on here, he's more he's more likely to navigate to this ad, or he's more likely to go to the store, and he's more likely to buy something if we advertise to him this way. That's what it's all advertisement, man, to find out what can we do, what makes people want to buy more. All right, what makes people work? What makes people twitch? What their stuff is at the end of the day. They're what in the mental. All right, how can we convince people to do this? All right, and they got all sorts of monitoring software on your phones, your TVs, everything, man. The CIA has came out and admitted even those things. There's ex-CIA guys that said, even if you take your battery out of your phone, we can still listen to you, right? We can still listen to you. Even if you go and you take your battery, we can still listen to you. That's what the guy said. He said, even if you take your phone out of your battery, I can still listen to you. All right. I don't even know how that's capable. All right, but they can do it. All right, I don't know how that is like that, but who knows? I'm not gonna even try to think about how they could. Well, I've thought about it, and I didn't come up with anything. They must have some technology I'm not aware of. I thought of maybe passive electricity. All right, maybe they can take like some like minor electricity that flows through the air, kind of, or like close conductive type shit, right? And maybe listen to it that way. Who knows? I don't know. Or maybe it has like a certain amount of battery that's stored in the phone when you take the battery out, and it records it to like a disc, and then you can play. Who knows? I don't fucking know. I'm not going to lose my mind trying to figure it out. But it's kind of interesting thinking that even if you take the battery out of your phone, they can listen to you. Well, how the fuck are they doing that? That's interesting. So, and they got everything, man. They've already showed, they can, I've showed you those pictures before in the videos that even with your Wi-Fi, they can pinpoint, like, because the way that Wi-Fi waves go through you, they can say, oh, it's interfered with this object, and they can paint a picture of in your house, where you are, what you're doing, other objects, where your TV is on. It's crazy, man. You think these people don't have tabs, and they want ultimate control because they don't want you to be able to speak out about it. They don't want you to have freedom of speech. They don't want none of that. They want to be able to know what you're doing, when you're doing it, how often you're doing it, who you're doing it with, the things you talk about, the things you like, the things you don't like, all right, how to make money from you. Are you a threat? All right, are you talking about things that are a threat to their democracy? Are you talking about Hebrew Israelite stuff? They don't like that. Are you talking about the government? They don't like that. Are you talking about the who really runs this country? They don't like that. They don't like those things, man. Rest assured, they got tabs on every single one of us, man. All right, because that's what they want to be, like the Most High. All right, and Most High knows where we are, what we're at, what we're eating, what we're playing, what we're doing, who we're doing it with, at what time. All right, where we work, where we worked in the past, where we're thinking about working in the future, what type of person we are. They want that. They want that ability, and they're not going to have it, but that's what they really want. Right? So don't be surprised when you see these perceived freedoms going away in droves. All right? This is just the start of a million different things. Go and look up Project 2025 list of things, because Trump lied his ass off, said he wasn't doing them, but they're all starting to happen. They're all starting to happen, and there's some crazy shit on that list, man. Some crazy shit on that list. But I'm rambling at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and close out. But yeah, man, these perceived freedoms of speech, they're going to start going away in droves, because freedom of speech is becoming not so free. And it never was, but it's even getting worse than it was. So, again, I'm going to close out there. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Lord, one less was edifying. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.